Hey everyone, what is up? My name is Nazra. I'm a Gap Year Ambassador and I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and if you are, you don't know who I am, I've also made an introduction video to myself on this channel that you can definitely check out. Now, this video is on 5 questions that you can ask yourself to help yourself throughout your gap year. Now, most of the videos in this channel are very actionable and there are a lot of tips and tricks to help you out throughout your gap year, but these 5 questions will allow you to give yourself the best advice that you'll receive this year. There are questions that really allow you to get to really help direct yourself throughout the next year. I have personally used a lot of these questions as guiding questions for myself as I've made important pivots over the past year, and it has seriously changed my life to be asking some of these series. I would highly recommend writing down the ones that resonate with you and even taking aside like 10 to 15 minutes after this video to really try answering some of these questions either today or throughout the week. So to jump right into it, the first question I have is around visualization. I like to ask myself, what is my best case scenario? Trying to visualize what the end of the year could look like for you is something that helps me understand what are the things that I can be doing to get to that point. And that best case scenario can be completely intrinsic. It can be also completely extrinsic as well, or a meld between the two. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it feels like your best case scenario. So the things that can be included in that are how you'd like to feel by the end of the year, or is there a project that you would like to have finished, or are you trying to gain a certain knowledge in a certain field and your best case scenario would have been completing a course or a YouTube series by the end of the year? Would it have been making a YouTube channel? Or it could also just be like feeling a certain way. Would your best case scenario be feeling more confident, feeling more secure in your sense of self, or even, this is usually my best case scenario for a lot of things, is looking back and saying I made full effort, is looking back and saying I tried to do whatever it is that I wanted to do at those given moments, in those given weeks, in those given months. And so it can be as defined as you want it to be, or it can also be as loose. I would try to think about just what does that environment internally look like for you when you are living your best case scenario from having gone through your gap year. And that helps me kind of understand what are then the steps that I need to take to get to that best case scenario. So that's question number 1. Question number 2 kind of helps with sometimes what I feel is the opposite effect of asking question number 1. What I find sometimes as well is when you're thinking about your best case scenario, or when you're thinking of what you could be accomplishing, they're so goal orientated that I forget to think personally about some other, kind of ideas that I have circling my sphere that don't fit into the box of, accomplishing a goal or hitting a certain metric. And so one question that I like to help myself really get out of the box and understand truly what I could want from something is asking myself, what would I regret not doing? I have asked that question so many times and have realized that, I'm really thinking about trying to get myself to a certain career point or an academic point or whatever it is. And then the moment I ask myself, like, what would I have regret not doing? And I look back and it's something simple as working out often, taking care of my health, or painting more. I would have regretted not going down certain rabbit holes because I love to learn and I love chasing my curiosity, and I would have regretted just learning. And I know that, when I'm looking at my best case scenario, sometimes I miss out on that piece because going down a rabbit hole literally has no outcome, has no goal other than I have allowed myself to just do and explore something. And so something that I would also ask yourself along with question number 1, so in tangent 2 and together, is then also, what would I regret not doing over the past year? Now, question number 4 is tied to your gap year, but it can also be tied to just things in the long term. I know that most of us has probably received this question 1,000 times, and especially now over the past few years, is like, what do you want to be doing over the next few years? Or what kind of job do you want? What role do you want to put yourself into? And that's a really hard question to answer. It's hard for people who even know what kind of major they'd like to be studying in university or college, or what apprenticeship they want, or what certain job experiences they want, because the serendipity factor that plays into the job experiences that you could be having, the volunteer experience that you have, the people that you meet that completely kind of change that niche pathway that you could be walking on, is so large that sometimes it is just like absolutely almost impossible to truly imagine what you could be doing over the next 5-10 years if you don't have a clear idea yet already. And even if you do, I just find something that's actually more helpful for me to be asking myself so that I can always continue to direct myself in a path and use this answer to kind of create values for myself to help with tough decisions, is instead of asking, what do I want to be? Cut out the what and ask yourself instead, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be over the next year? Who do I want to be over the next 5 years? Who do I want to be over the next 10 years? Not what, but who. Who as a person do I want to be? And when I start asking myself that question and understanding that perhaps it includes answers like, I want to be confident, I want to be authentic, I want to be taking risks, I want to be allowing myself to live freely, answering that question with whatever list, long or short, of items, of values and characteristics that you have helps me so much, because then when I'm making even the smallest decisions that feel a little difficult or that kind of play into what my future could be, I take a step back, and instead of just thinking of what I am going to be able to do through that decision, I really think about how that decision can shape me into turning into who I want to be as a person. And that helps me so much, because no matter how grand some of my goals are, I, at the end of the day, really want to make sure that when I am just by myself, it doesn't matter just what I've done in the world, I just feel really great about who I've become and who I am allowing myself to become. So if that resonates with you, I would also just try to answer who you want to be, and you can try visualizing that in detail, I think, and try writing about that in detail, and that can also change, but you can get actually pretty granular with the things that you want to develop and the things that you want to keep in yourself and the things that you want to work on yourself with. So instead of just asking what you could be doing, try to think about who you could be instead. Now, question number 4 and 5 are so important. If you don't answer any of the other questions, that's fine. Don't answer them. But these 2 questions, like, please, please, please do try to answer these for yourself. I find that if you're taking a gap year, you're really trying to figure out life in general, and there's just, I don't know, there's just like a lot going on. And even in answering the previous 3 questions, like, this can add pressure sometimes. And like, I am very like, I will just answer these questions and be able to, move through it and like have fun and be able to get through the year and do what I want to do. And I'm sure so many of you guys are like that too. But they can still feel pressurizing. And there are a lot of moments where all these systems, everything else that you're thinking of, all the things that you're doing just kind of don't matter, because you still feel stuck and you still feel lost and you still feel confused. And so the question that I try to answer and so something that I just always try to understand and have an understanding. So something that I always just try to have somewhat of an understanding of is how you can be taking care of yourself. Just answering, what do I need from myself? Just gonna say it one more time. What do I need from me? And being able to just understand how you can be there for yourself in your happiest moments, how you can be there for yourself in your saddest moments, how you can be there for yourself when you're confused and when you feel lonely and when you feel lost. Just understanding, how can I be there for myself? What do I need from me? And I know that there's a voice in there telling you that you need to drink more water or that you need to let yourself pay attention to how your body feels. I don't know what that looks like for you, but I have a list of things that I know I need from myself that I don't always pay attention to. And that's why I need it from myself, is because it's something that's usually not in my sphere all the time. And I need to just try to remember that those are things I need, like hydration. And so what I would highly recommend is just trying to think of like, what do I need for myself? How can I be there for myself? And how can I just show up for me? A lot of the times that also looks like just allowing yourself to exist. Just being like, no judgment, we cool. We're just gonna vibe. I allow myself to exist. And that's something that's honestly helpful for myself. And then question number 5, last and final question, is understanding, again, how you can help yourself, but also asking yourself, how can others be there for me? How can I let the people around me help me out? Even if you don't have an awesome relationship with them. Even if you guys argue and it's your family and things are hectic all the time, how can I let others be there for me? How can I lean on the people around me that care about me and that I care about? And when I need help, what are some of the ways that they can help me? And you don't have to need help right now to think about that question or see what you would like. Just trying to slowly understand, do you just really need sometimes your friends to listen or to offer you advice or a hug or a fun evening out or a quick FaceTime? How can the people around you, ooh, look, there's a little, just thinking about how can the people around you be there for you as you are trying to be there for yourself. Because it's a hard role to just try to manage everything that you're about to manage. It's just to manage everything that you're managing. So don't feel, ashamed to think about how you can lean on the people around you, because I'm sure that you would be fine with your friends also helping, also trying to get some moments of support from you too. So I think the best thing to do is just actually try to think about that actively and allow yourself to then, when you are ready to get a hug or want a random FaceTime or have an evening out, you know that you are allowing yourself to reach out to the people around you to help you out to help you out a little as well. So yeah, I hope those were the 5 questions that I had for you. I hope they're helpful. I would, again, highly actually recommend just like sitting down, writing them out, the questions them out, and then like writing some of the questions out and then actually just journaling about it and trying to answer what that looks like for you. You don't have to have them fully answered yet either. This isn't like class where you need to write everything down in one go or submit it. You can also change these. You can think about them for the next few months. You can just kind of have them in your brain and subconsciously be trying to figure out what some of the answers to these questions look like. They're questions that don't just apply now, but I've found just apply to me in life in general. So I hope it's helpful. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, leave comments down in the thread below. I will actually personally go through these comments and questions and answer back. So love to hear from you if you have anything to say. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and please make sure to subscribe for more awesome, amazing content coming your way. And yeah, hope this was helpful. Bye y'all. Have a good day. Catch you on the flip.